Hello, everyone. I know it's been a while, but we are back with the second of the three final episodes of The Owl House. And this one is for the future. As always, I like to start things off with Brock. Things you noticed, things you enjoyed about this episode.
I know it's kind of doing the same exact thing that King did, but I really appreciated that Liz was like, "Get your hands off my nephew."
Yeah.
Like fully establishing that is Edith's kid.
Ew.
And also, I said that this show has possibly the dorkiest name in the history of anything I've ever heard with Tholomule, and then I find out through Gus and the school that Tholomule is your last name?
One of the weirdest revelations in this show.
Like, fucking what? Who insists on being called by their first and last name as one name? That might be the most villainous thing I've ever seen someone do. I legitimately paused and went, wait, what? Tholomule is his last name? I'm glad they were equally as offended as I was in the episode.
I love when writers of these shows like get ahead of the commentary and throw in lines like that.
Mm-hmm. When you understand your audience perfectly, when you say something and the characters in the show say it at the same exact time as you do.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you know you have it written perfectly. Because you're going to have a moment with the people watching it where they go, ah!
Yep.
Misao, how'd you feel revisiting this episode?
One, the collector asking for a piece of bagels. It's a whole mood. Spirit animal that moment. Then I totally forgot why people ship Willow and Hunter. And then I saw like some scenes and I'm like, yes! No, I know why. Understandable. Approved.
Yep.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I'm like, you guys are pretty alright.
Even we watching the episode, I was like, God, Rain can't get a goddamn break.
Nope.
Like, why Rain out of all people? Like, leave Rain alone for like 2 seconds, please.
Yes.
They are probably one of the most unlucky characters.
I know, that's what makes this poor Rain can't get a break.
No, I can't.
Similar to Oscar and Ruby.
Pretty much.
Or
Yeah. Who's tall Luce? Give or take, Luce is like, I would think maybe an inch shorter than her mom. Yeah. Also, that image of Luce in the outfit that she's in,
Mhm.
with the white getup and all that.
Yeah.
Am I blanking? Yep. Has she worn that several times in previous seasons?
I don't know about several times, but what she's wearing is the a cosplay of her favorite character.
Azura, right? Okay.
Yeah, Azura.
Because I'm thinking back that every time we finished an episode, her in that outfit was always at the end, just on a splash screen at the end while the credits were rolling next to it, and I went, did they show a spoiler for season 3 this entire time? Well, they're like, no, that wouldn't make sense timeline-wise. But yeah, no, it's this is very much the everything sucks episode. This is the Empire Strikes Back of
honestly, it is
of the Owl House.
But this is also the episode that is it's important for a lot of reasons. Not only is it the penultimate episode of the series, but we finally get a breakthrough for Luce where she she knows exactly what she wants, which is what wakes up her talisman.
Yes.
I
She
did like
just
that
wants to
very
be
much.
understood.
Yes, which makes a ton of sense when you think about everything that she's gone through in the show, because
Yes.
she really feels like no one's gotten her, and that makes a ton of sense. So I like that a lot.
And then really the meat of this episode takes place in in the school in New Hexside. And this is where things get kind of nuts. And I'm not just talking about the kindergartners running rampant.
Oh, Kikimora is a dumb bitch until the grave. She just.
I'm sorry, but like the whole kindergartners doing that, that's like a normal average day. Like, that's not new.
That is in their DNA.
That's not unhinged. That's normal.
Yeah, it's like that. That's in their DNA. That's how that works. Have you met a kindergartner?
No, you're right.
Like everyone's just like, oh, they're like, oh no, they're partially Satan.
It depends on the day and what mood they want to be in.
And did you say no
And
to nap
depends
time
on
or
the-
recess?
And depends on if there's a full moon, because oh god, once the full moon's out there, unhinged. Yep. I choose to deal with it.
Have mercy on your soul. I don't know how you do.
I don't know either half the time. I just roll with the punches.
It takes a skill. A very
Yes,
special set of skills.
it takes a professional skill. But I do like that guy made a cameo
Oh.
with a deep voice and everything. Like, yes.
Brexit.
My dad. I don't know why I made him sound like a guy with the smokers thing, but it was pretty good. And yeah, the revelation that Bosch is just, I'm the king of the school, and then Amity comes back, you were really cool and I don't have any other friends. And
Like, let's go back to our toxic relationship, please.
yes, please. Somehow you were the only one that grew out of this? Like, ah!
Oh, Basha. So pathetic. So desperate to be like the popular girl.
She has all those eyes and she can't see how much of a dumb idiot she's being.
Oh. You're not wrong.
But
Yeah.
can she see why kids love cinema? Sorry. Did that date me? Am I officially old?
No, I use that expression all the time.
That's gonna be great in my memory until the end of time. Whenever someone's like, they got good eyesight, but can they see why? It's not even a commercial. It's this thing anymore. Can't remember what I ate for lunch yesterday. Can remember that commercial from when I was like 5.
Boomer.
How much younger are you than me?
I don't want to talk about it.
That's what I thought.
I really don't want to talk about it.
No, because
We can talk about when we're not recording.
Okay. She doesn't want to let you know. She'd secretly be one if I was too.
I don't want to talk about it.
Anyway.
Camilla really stepped up this episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it is a lot to process being in the Boiling Isles for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But she's had to process a lot since Luce went missing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Having a squid show up and mimic her daughter. I do love finding out that secretly her mom was a giant nerd. Like she wasn't faking it for the kid. She's actually a giant nerd.
Yeah, if anything, she was hiding that for the wrong reasons, but to her she felt like she needed to protect Luce, and yeah, we find out that was ultimately the wrong thing. But parents make mistakes like that.
Oh, absolutely they do.
Yeah.
100%. If you think you have a perfect parent, you're a liar. I'm sorry.
I mean,
And
it's
anyone
true.
who says they're a perfect parent is a giant liar.
Yep,
Exactly.
they are.
Yeah. But no, I did like that where she admitted she made mistakes, and then she's like, you think you've made mistakes? Good lord.
I was involved in a pyramid scheme for 3 years.
Here's 5th energy drinks. Oh, I almost signed up for one of those selling kitchen utensils when I was 16.
Oh. Yeah, one of my first jobs ever was selling knives for Cutco.
Mine was vector marketing. I think it might have been Cutco. Is like, these knives can cut through pennies. Why do I need that?
You never know when you need to cut a penny.
I got back and my mom was like, what? I'm like, it was really dumb. And that was like when they were starting. And then eventually they went, multi-level marketing's dumb. I'm like, oh, what is it? They explained it and I went, oh, that didn't have a name back then. That was just stupid.
Yeah, they tried to grab a lot of kids in my grade for that, but going back to what I said, like Camilla really stepped up in this episode, and this is also a great moment. This episode had great moments for Luz figuring out what she wants, what she wants, and Willow to finally let herself be vulnerable.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought for a second that something actually happened to her and I forgot. Because the only complaint I will have in this episode is that all kind of went to a head like that. That's my legitimate only complaint about this episode, where I was kind of like, that went from a 30% to a 202 within about 20 minutes of this episode starting, and then it was fine after that. That was about the only iffy part for me. So I legitimately thought in my head, I'm like, did something happen to her with Belos and the other world and all that? And then he just went, it's like, no, it's super stressed and letting go and other things. And I'm like, okay, that's good. It's just I don't remember them getting into that a whole lot in the previous episode. Unless I completely missed that.
Yeah, no, that was just a moment of, like, it's kind of the perfect representation of someone who's, the reliable one, but is holding back a lot of insecurities and anxieties and all of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I was good with it. It just hit me weirdly for a second. I'm like, where did I... Oh, okay, yeah, no, I get it. I've had those blow-ups at work because I'm a lead and I understand it. No, I get that.
Also, Hunter absorbing the magic of Flapjack just makes him that much cooler.
Yeah.
That was pretty sick. I like that. Yeah. Always have him around. That was pretty cool. So I was like, they had to have done it that way for a reason. And they did. It was awesome.
Now, before we get into wrapping up our thoughts, I do have to let you know this episode is the last time you're going to hear Hootie talk.
Really?
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
I know it's weird.
It's I know. Yeah. It's us. Yeah. You only.
I thought about that as I was like preparing for this discussion. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I forgot. This is the last time that we get to hear Hootie speak.
That's gonna get my head spinning for multiple reasons, of which I don't know why he doesn't speak anymore.
Don't worry about it.
But that scene where he reunites with Lilith, that was nice.
Also, seeing them with and this is my personal preference that I'm not against women with short hair, but I'm just gonna say I'm not against women with long hair. I should say I am a giant fan of women that can pull off short hair, and both of them having short cuts and their original hair colors was pretty cool to see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because for a second I went, when the hell did Lilith? Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No, that was pretty good. I like that. Willing to actually change the characters' designs over time and not just always animate them the exact same way is really nice.
Yes.
We didn't really spend too much time talking about the collector, and this is really their spotlight episode, as they
Yeah.
are
He's
pretty
just wants
much
a friend and not feel lonely.
Yeah.
He's just a little kid
He doesn't know how to.
that wants pizza bagels. Very wholesome. Give him pizza bagels.
Also, just gonna lie that he turned Amity's mom into the house slave as a deal to not get turned into a toy makes me very happy.
Yes.
my favorite thing about Odalia is how like she's so unapologetically evil that all she wants is power and will suck up to absolutely anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's also so like, her head is so lodged up there that she just assumes that Bellows wants to take over her body.
Yeah.
And
like,
no, he did not. That's
perfect.
it. That's to tell you something.
Yeah, that even the sociopathic, controlling master evil mind that will take advantage of anyone won't take advantage of you. Mm. You're that low on the totem pole. Maybe you're a bad person.
Same thing with Terra Snapdragon, where
yeah.
where she was forced to pretend to play Ida, but she didn't play nice, so now she's a doll.
Then I thought for one second, I was like, wait, hold on. Did a lot of time pass and Luce's and Ada's like old and like got a beer gun? I went, oh, okay, never mind. That's someone else. Okay.
Also, I love how her hair looks like a dead Sonic Hedgehog.
Yes, it looks like someone spray painted it and like tore Sonic's quills off.
Yeah.
Now the last thing before I close this out, what do you think of Luce's talisman?
I do think it's cool. I was just expecting. Am I missing that she had a connection with that kind of thing earlier in the show?
What, a snake shifter?
Yeah.
I don't think we've even seen something like that before. I mean, like, her sister is like a basilisk, but that's not quite the same thing.
It's close. I get that. It's just I was expecting when they were taking so much time for it to formulate that it was going to be something that really like represented something from Luce's past. I have nothing against what it turned into. I think it's cool. I was just very much expecting it to be a holy crap, something from her and her mom's past was the thing.
There was a lot of speculation on like for months like what her talisman was going to be.
Yeah.
It was everything from like a bat
to a chocolate.
Like a snake.
A lot of people lean more toward snake because in the previous episode when they were showing flashbacks, when Luce was a kid, she found a snake skin. And the mom kept it, and the snake skin was like framed, and Luce's egg talisman was next to it.
Okay.
And a lot of people speculating it has to be a snake, is because when you see Owl House, you see like how the S is or something. It's like a wand, but if you look at it, it's actually a snake.
Yeah, look at the
Opens Google.
So that's where
Okay.
a lot of people was like, guys, it's a snake.
Oh, okay. I could see what they mean by that.
Yeah, so a lot of people were like, it's a snake, guys. It's a snake. It's going to be a snake.
they were technically correct. It's just
But having it being a snake sifter.
I will tell you, that is a lot better than some Ruby fan theories that I've seen.
Yeah, let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Her mom is the moon, guys. They did it in Avatar.
one thing I like about Luce's Palisman being a snake shifter is it falls in line with her personality. Like how in season 1 she wanted to study multiple covens and not just
It's not
and
just one thing, it could be multiple things.
Yes, absolutely. No, I think it's awesome, and I love that it basically just looks like Dratini. Yeah, I thought it was cool. It was something different. It's something that is specific to Luce. So, yeah, no, I had no problems with what it ended up being. And that makes sense that it's something towards her actual self. Now that you mentioned the snakeskin and stuff like that, so that makes sense.
But yeah, we have one more episode to go. I'm very excited to not just revisit the finale, but
Yeah.
I'm just kind of excited that we get to wrap up another fresh takes, because overall this has been a fun one to take the reins of. But before we get there,
absolutely.
Misao, where can everyone find you online?
You can find me on Twitter or Blue Sky at Keep028.
And Brock?
You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. If you are interested in Ghosts of Yote at all, I'll be giving away a copy of it on my Twitch at the midnight release. You just have to be a subscriber to me and be watching at the time of the release.
All right, and you guys can find me on various social media sites at CaptainK42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us here on YouTube, on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need escape? So do we. And until next time,
Bye!
bye!